So just to introduce myself, I'm David Harper. I'm the VP of Sales for REPAY, and I'm joined by Karthik, the founder and CEO of DCKAP. DCKAP, you guys have been partners with us for years. Always enjoy working with you guys. And so, if anybody has insight into e-commerce resources, tools that can lead to growing the business, being successful, it's you guys.
Yeah, again, thank you so much for having me here, David, and it's a pleasure to talk to you and happy to be partners with REPAY. Thanks for all the support you guys have provided us over the years, and it's exciting to be talking to you again. Yeah, absolutely. To give you a little bit of background about DCKAP, we were bootstrapped. We just started with 2 desks, 2 computers, and 2 people. We made a lot of mistakes, had our ups and downs, but then we figured out our niche. And what we do today is we focus on distributors and we simplify commerce for distributors. That could mean e-commerce, that could mean integration, that could mean product information management and more. So we primarily work with distributors.
Well, as we all know, that's such a huge space within the ERP environment, right? Is wholesale distribution, manufacturing. And one of those that I feel like we work really well together because that's one of our niches too. Is we're able to understand the technical limitations, the nuances that those companies have that are very specific to that space, as opposed to others who are just running a credit card. E-commerce, based businesses that this is much more involved, and the needs and the complexities are very prevalent in that space. So today, with our conversation, consumer payment options have improved a lot. The B2C landscape has drastically improved. With e-commerce and the convenience of buying things at fingertips, these new payment platforms have emerged, and I think that's where our peers and when you and I interact every day in life, like we see the ease of it, whether it's using the phone or the Apple Pay solutions. But B2B, it's been slow to evolve. It really has, and I've seen an explosion over the past, I would say 2 years, with more people coming into the space, understanding the needs. You go back to the distributor model. And, there is no one size fits all payment strategy. It's not your consumer type payment model. So building this omni-channel strategy, it's crucial for the seamless operation of these people's business, right? It's coming from the mobile aspect, it's coming from online, it's coming from in person, and then you have all the back office utilities that it ties into as well. Give me a little bit of insight on that and what you've seen.
A great question, David. Internally at DCKAP, we don't even call ourselves as a company. We say we are a community or an ecosystem. And what that essentially means is also working with the right partners. And as you rightly pointed out, payment space has evolved a lot in B2C, and B2B is evolving. And what we are seeing in the market is it's actually evolving fast right now. And that's very interesting. But again, payments could also be complex if you think about it. I mean, all we see is we just swipe our card or we do a fingerprint and we make a payment, and there's a lot going on the back end or on the background. But then the good news is somebody is taking care of it all for us. And the same thing goes with B2B as well. There's a lot involved with respect to, let's say, a PCI compliance or data breach. Security is a big concern because that's something which we hear every day. So the strategy we take at DCKAP, especially when it comes to B2B payments, is partnerships, because we are not experts in payments and REPAY is. So we partner with REPAY and companies like REPAY to get that taken care of.
Yeah, so you bring up a great point, and I think especially within card technology or payment technology in general, a lot of things, unless you're in it, and I always call it the black hole, right? No one, you kind of get sucked into it, and very few people, unless you're involved in it, actually understand, the whole operation or the engine behind it. A lot of people think Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, right? And that's how my payments work. And it's so much more involved. So to your point, you talk about security, and for businesses, this is a make or break moment for them. A lot of the times, I think people underestimate what a data breach can actually do to a business, right? And so in working together, right, we don't expect you guys to be the payment experts. That's what we do for a living. And you talk about the security of it, and tokenization, for instance, right? How many, especially within a lot of your clients, how many of them have cards on file that sensitive information around who they are, their financials, what they're ordering? I mean, it's endless what could be taken. So one of the things that we come in and provide our expertise on is PCI, being compliant and making sure that everything's buttoned up, from how people are accessing the data, but then also the cards themselves, right? So one of the things that we do is we tokenize cards. So the actual card numbers, expiration dates, names, those aren't even stored locally on any of these ERP systems. They're actually vaulted in a vault that we own, our gateway. We tokenize it. We send it back to the ERP so that they can access it at any time. Our mutual customers, if you look at them, a lot of them are, they are repeat. They're repeating payments with their customers themselves. So they're not actually taking new physical cards, right? If they're taking a card for the first time, they're going to store it. They want it to be secure, and then they move forward in that process. So it simplifies business in getting that payment, but then it's also secure.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for walking me through that process as well. Yeah, I mean, that's a lots of interesting information you shared, and it's a great learning as well. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, we see data security breach as a constant problem, and we try to stay on top of it all the time. And that's why I just want to reiterate that working with the right partner becomes critical, and that's our strategy.
I know that you guys have some specific products that I'm interested in. I'd love for you to kind of explain and walk through some of the new name drops. I know you've kind of done some rebranding. Would love for you to walk me through some of those.
Oh, thank you, David. Again, as we talked about, even with payments and providing an integrated experience to the customers, like you rightly pointed out, we went through a rebrand recently, and we're really excited about that. We used to have different product names. So DCKAP has always been the parent brand, and we used to have products like Chloris and FlexiPen and Visby and things like that. And people got confused with what all these products are,
right?
And which is fine, because again, this is a part of the learning experience for us. And when we started, we were kind of running it as an independent product by itself. But then the more we talk to customers and the more we work with them, we understand that it's important to provide an integrated experience. So we rebranded. So Chloris is now DCKAP Integrator, and FlexiPen, which is a product information management product, it's just DCKAP Pen, and Visby is DCKAP Analytics. So this is the change we have done, and it's actually made it very easy for customers as well to understand what DCKAP does. And again, we serve distributors. We simplify commerce for distributors.
Yeah, and that's the model, is really bringing it down and making it this turnkey solution that works the way that they want it to behind the scenes. So it aligns with everything the market's telling us right now. Commerce anywhere, it's huge, right? Not one company that I would say that we both work with are operating in one sort of model, right? It's they're they have that. I know omni-channel is a buzzword, right? But they really do have that omni-channel or multi-model experience where they might want to be out in the field, or they might be working through a warehouse in the back office somewhere. So it really is showing where this is going and what we need to do to support these companies in their efforts to be more efficient.
Absolutely. Keep things simple and make it integrated. And as you said, commerce anywhere, and it should just be easy.
Yeah, it's huge, and I think I love this space. We're going to see so much more evolve over time. You're looking at different types of currencies that are coming into the mix. International is gaining big traction, which is something that I know every payments company is trying to tackle. I think people have solutions, but as of 10 years ago, there were solutions for these B2B type scenarios, but they were wonky. They're very cumbersome to deal with, and I think we've been able to overcome the challenges working within the ERP. But now there are these other challenges that the industry as a whole is looking at, how to adapt to where business is going.
Absolutely. And again, thank you so much, David. It's been great chatting with you as well. And really enjoy what you guys do at REPAY. And it's awesome to partner with you guys. And you actually make it easy for companies like DCKAP, especially when we have multiple products for distributors.
Yep.
Payment is the last thing we want to worry about. And yeah, thanks for making it easy for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate you taking the time. It's always fun to talk to somebody that, we have a common goal, right? And it's to work with our mutual clients and really send them on their way in a fashion that they become more efficient, that, they're able to grow their business and scale. So once again, thank you so much for hopping on here, and we'll chat soon.
Thank you, David. Great chatting with you.